say that the most used skill that I brought to the apprenticeship would be my experience in event management and service. There were a lot of things that sort of co-aligned with my experience in the catering world that played out very well when we were creating not just theater performances but theatrical events. And the one thing that I gained and took most from in terms of skills, I would absolutely say the experience with writing grants.
Okay, well definitely one of the skills I brought to Shadowpath was my social skills. I am a social butterfly and I love people, so I'm really good connecting with people, so that's what I brought in. And in terms of what I learned, from Alex, the major thing I learned was how to gather an audience and how not to just send one email and BCCing everyone, how to really connect with people on a personal level to bring them in the room, which is something Alex does extremely well.
One of the most challenging things about the apprenticeship was handling sponsors. It was something that I never really had done before. I found it very difficult to approach people, cold ask, cold email, call, all of that stuff. I found it very difficult. I thought it was just weird and I didn't know how to do it. Alex was really great in helping me personally achieve that and learn about how to, do the ask and everything. And so I did learn a lot, but it is definitely still something I'm personally working on moving forward from this apprenticeship. So that was probably the most challenging thing that I experienced here.
The most challenging task was that I agreed to do things that I didn't have any experience doing, and I readily did so without knowing exactly how I was going to complete the tasks. And one example of that was an email that I got about Dinner with Canada, and Alex needed someone to create a video that was going to be shown in the Courtright Center for the guests before the actual dinner happened. And I just wrote back and said yes, I wanted to do it. But I didn't have any experience creating videos and wasn't really sure how that was going to play out. So gratefully, Deanna also agreed to work on the video, and we made a great team learning together and exploring different ways of creating the video and the sound. And it was definitely one of the more enjoyable tasks in the end, even though it was a very challenging thing to take on in the beginning.
The way that the apprenticeship is formatted, it really allows a lot of us to work together as a team and to learn a lot from one another. Certainly a lot of long car rides helped, but absolutely the fellow apprentices and another few people would probably be coming from the industry circles, which I found to be very valuable.
I've made one really good contact. I mean, I've made many contacts, but I would say there's one really good contact in particular. Samantha Roden, she's the executive director of the York Region Arts Council, and her and I really connected. I met her back at the first Femme Op. She was one of our guest speakers that evening, and her advice to the community was just so inspiring, and I really liked the career path that she was on and what she's been doing with her career. And Alex had previously mentioned her prior to meeting her at the Femme Op, and so when Joanna introduced us, it was such a great connection, and we ended up actually writing a grant together, and we're in talks about working together. So I really hope that it will become of something, and I think that she's someone that I will definitely keep in contact with moving forward.
It was a blessing to meet everyone in the apprenticeship, all 5 women that I would never have met otherwise. And definitely I keep in close contact with Alex from Shadowpath. She's been really, really inspiring.
Some of my most memorable Shadowpath moments were definitely the car rides to and from events, particularly with Dinner with Canada. Those moments I found were just really precious for me because I got to spend time with 2 other girls that I was in the car with, and we got to discuss ourselves and our careers and discuss the events, and those were some of the biggest things that I took away from doing this. We're definitely there.
My most memorable Shadowpathic moment, for sure, was producing On the Fringe of Richmond Hill. And this is where we took our plays and cafes that was going to the Toronto Fringe Festival, and we brought it up to York Region for a custom preview performance. What was especially exciting for me is that I sourced the location at a private residence, and the residents also had a pool. So I innovated a poolside surprise. This was the first time that Shadowpath used a private residence as an everyday space in its programming, and also a pool. So for me, that was a really lovely experience to coordinate with the homeowner and to bring new people into the space to explore all 3 levels of the home and the yard and the pool and have an amazing event.
The biggest thing that I'm going to be taking away from Shadowpath and applying to myself going forward is going to be just to do anything. Like, even if you don't think it's going to work out, just apply for that grant, audition for that part, apply for that job, just anything. Alex is completely fearless with the things that she goes for, and that's definitely what I'm going to be taking with me.
What I really appreciated about the tasks is that we had a blend between being assigned tasks and being able to select tasks. So when we had our weekly meetings, we often got the rundown about different projects, and we then could either on the spot or later vote for what parts of the project we wanted to be working on. And in this way, we had the opportunity to utilize our incoming skills and work with other people on the team. And also we were assigned aspects of projects that we didn't have any experience with. And so we had that blend of being challenged and also being able to feel already successful going into a project.
In the next few months, I have quite a few theater things on the go. I'm working with a bunch of different artists in the city. I am doing some original works. I'm also doing a fringe show in North Bay with a really good friend of mine. Those are all things that I'm very excited about.
I would recommend, if I had any advice, to, before approaching either this job or any job, make sure that you really know exactly what it is that you want to get out of this experience, what kind of skills you have already, and what skills you'd really like to expose yourself to and learn from. I think that this is a job that offers a lot of opportunity, but it does give you so many opportunity, it's easy to lose sight of what your main focus and interests are. And so I would recommend that you really focus on what you specifically want to get out of this program.
One thing that I'm going to say is, if this is something you really want to do, keep an open mind and be as flexible as possible. Be as flexible as possible. That goes as far as schedule-wise, and also in terms of tasks and jobs and roles that you'll play, because holy smokes, there are so many jobs I did that I had never done before, but I learned so much. I was everything from a server to an email contact liaison to getting liquor licenses to directing a show. That happened. So I would just say keep open-minded and you're going to learn a ton.
My piece of advice that I would give to anyone who wants to apply to the apprenticeship is to just apply, because it's a really, really fun application process and really fun interview. It's hands down the most fun interview I've ever had. You're in a room with a bunch of amazing women who are on the same path as you, and you just get to meet all these new people. And then you meet Alex, who's great, and her team, who's excellent, and it's a really fun application. So just that alone is why you should apply. I also think that Alex is really, really passionate about what she does, and so getting into the apprenticeship is so rewarding because of that, and you really get to see her perspective and learn so many new things from her and how she runs her organization. And I would say that it is a difficult process, but you have to just keep putting your foot out there and keep on pursuing your goals and dreams, because that's how you're going to make it.